There's the Ritters.
And then to the rescue, in 1902, a man named Henry Ritter was drinking a pint of beer when he spotted a painting of the Bowers Mansion hanging in a Reno saloon. He found the mansion to be so impressive that he bought the painting and the house sight unseen.
He paid $1,000 for the mansion and its 46 acres surrounding land. Little did he know of the mansion's state of disrepair. We're heading up the Washoe Valley. This is the old US 395, the old US 395. And we're just south of the Bowers Mansion. Really nice area. We're not too far from Mount Rose. A lot of nice horse properties in here, small acreages. Now this one here looks like it's got quite a few cattle. Looks like more of an exclusive area. Some bigger homes in here. I think this is it right up here.
Might be.
There it
Oh, I
is.
think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bowers Mansion County Park. Come up here and just make a left. The mansion is at the far end of that parking lot here. You can see how popular this probably gets during the summer. You can see all the parking that's here. Quite a few places to have a picnic or even a little barbecue. There's some barbecue stands by the picnic tables there in the shade. We're at the famous pools of the Bowers Mansion. What did you find out, Kelly?
Well, it just says that these pools were famous for cures of rheumatism, bladder, and kidney troubles.
It's a natural fed pool. It's a very pleasant park. It's a little bit out of the wind, nice and shady. Welcome to the Bowers Mansion, everybody. I don't think anyone's home today. Nobody's home. Now that's Washoe Lake in the distance. You can see where the highway goes along it there. That's Washoe Lake. Glad they preserved that. If you look on the roof, there's like a cupola or a smaller structure.
Douglas, he really likes to check out these type of trees. Look how big it is. And this is the back of Bowers Mansion.
Look at this.
Yeah, neat little patio.
Talk about grape arbors. Look at that. You could have a real nice grape arbor there, couldn't you?
I bet they did too.
I see it's got one grapevine. It looks pretty ancient, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Looks like it's barely alive, though. This grape arbor's a little bit taller than mine.
Yeah, it is.
There's the root cellar. Some of the other older outbuildings. I think that one's now a restroom right now, and this one leads underground somewhere. Let's go down as far as we can go before it's locked. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty substantial. It's like the gate into the secret garden or something. That's cool. Nice, pretty apple blossoms. Love the color on that. That's a big tree. Oh, it's got all the dates. 1872, the Virginia and Truckee Railroad began service through Washoe Valley. 1946, 63. 1776 is right there. 1713, this tree sprouts in the Washoe Valley. Comstock Lode, Bowers Mansion built. Nevada becomes a 36th state. Tree dies and is cut down. 304 years old, 2017. It's solid too.
Right here it says later from the trip to Reno to Bowers took 2 to 3 hours by car. This kind of car. Nowadays it takes less than 30 minutes.
They had a lot of flat tires back then, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess so. It depended on how many you needed to repair.
So from the horses to horsepower, I noticed in the front of the mansion there's 2 plinth blocks on either side of the entryway, and I have a feeling that that's when they pulled up the carriages. They probably stepped out and stepped on those blocks, I'll bet. We'll go take a look and see if it's about the right height. There are still quite a few large trees. I would say these are old enough to be historical trees, every one of these large trees. Very pleasant place to put a mansion. It's kind of out of the wind. There's a very large cedar tree, that one there. But these with the bigger base on the bottom, I believe that is a Sierra redwood tree. I can tell because it's got the big wide base. They kind of get like that when you plant them outside their range. I think the one behind it is too. This one here is a cedar. Let's go see if that block is just about the right height to disembark from a carriage. There are those blocks on either side, just like in the photograph. I think these are just about the right size to get in and out of a carriage, especially if you got your dress clothes on.
That probably is what it was for.
Right on that. Right on in here. So Kelly, how does it feel to be sitting on the steps of a historical mansion?
That's pretty nice.
Those look like solid granite steps.
They're a little bit polished from time.
From time, all the people walking on those over the years. I noticed this part is the most worn.
Yeah.
That edge right there, right near these blocks. Well, everybody, we're gonna walk up the hill and go take a look at the historic cemetery on the grounds. Those are some solid steps. Look at them.
Yeah, they are.
There's the back side of the mansion. There's some nice little wildflowers along the walk. I know everybody appreciates those. Look at these little beauties. It's a nice little walk. You can really see the roof now, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
There's the lake in the distance. I always remember Washoe Lake always being kind of a little like a muddy color like that because the wind stirs it up so much.
Right.
I could see why that parking lot is so large because I'm sure that pool is super popular during the season. Look at the pond in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not often that you see a swimming pool nowadays that has natural water going into it. It's nice. I'm really curious about that structure on the roof. It's similar to a cupola, but not really. It's something else. What do you think?
It's called a widow's walk, where widows used to walk up to it to look for their husbands coming home.
I mean, from the ocean, like sailors?
Yeah, it was meant more for sailors.
Oh, that's where it originally came from?
Yeah, here it may be a little different circumstance.
Right, it's more like for style. I could imagine that they probably could have some very nice, dances and that kind of thing with,
beautiful.
Yeah. They probably had, a violinist or a band and got all gussied up and got in their horses and wagons and showed up at the mansion, right?
I'm sure they did.
For the shindig. Well, if you're going to have a mansion, this would be a good place to have one in this area, especially with all that water. Your own private hot spring and bath.
Mm-hmm.
So was Eileen Bowers, was she somewhat of a socialite that liked to socialize a lot, have parties and that kind of thing?
Very much so.
Maybe that's why they had that up on the roof there.
That's probably true. That's part of it.
Right. Oh, look at this. It says the party goes on.
Once the mansion was restored, the Ritters oversaw a long summer of entertaining and parties in 1905. The season ended with a special moonlight picnic for all local residents. Beneath the Nevada sky, under a bright full moon, guests swam in the pools, danced till dawn, and enjoyed delicious food.
You can see that little pond and swimming pool and through the trees. Continue on up these steps. This looks a lot newer, this part. Persia Bowers, 1862 to 74. Lemuel Bowers, 1830 to 1868. And there she is right there.
Eileen Warren Bowers. Mm-hmm.
Eileen Bowers, 1816 to 1903.
Mm-hmm. That's the daughter. That's Sandy Bowers, is what most people called him.
Oh, okay.
And Eileen Bowers.
This is a very peaceful resting spot. Looks like the whole family is gathered here. It's a nice place to be buried and remembered. on your own place in this nice, peaceful garden setting type of a estate. You can see that even the lilacs are still growing. And they're still blooming. I wonder if they planted them. Oh, that smells good. So did the wife end up keeping the house, or did she lose the mansion?
No, she lost the mansion and it passed through several hands before.
Nothing's guaranteed in life, is it?
No, it isn't. And she died in poverty and was an old woman in a different area.
Right, and then they brought her
They
her
brought
body
her
up.
remains here.
Right, okay. Interesting.